Hi everyone, welcome back. In this lecture, we'll take a look into assertEquals method. The assertion class provides a static assertEqual method to verify that two values are equal. Well, if you want to verify that the actual value is equal to expected value, then you can go ahead and use assertEquals method. If the actual value is equal to expected value, the test case will pass. If the actual value is not equal to expected value, the test case will fail. Alright, it's pretty simple. If you want to verify that the actual value is equal to expected value, then you can go ahead and use assertEquals method. So there are few overloaded assertEquals method. So let's go to the Java doc and let us see the overloaded assertEquals method. So just go to the API documentation over here and just search for assertEquals, and notice here the overloaded assertEquals method. So there are a lot of overloaded assertEquals methods. So basically you can see the parameter type, byte, char, double. So there are different types of parameter. That's why there are a lot of overloaded assertEquals method. Okay, so we'll take a look into few of them, the important ones basically. Okay, so let us go to the IntelliJ IDEA and let us learn more about assertEquals method. Let's create a test method. For that, first we'll create a method, public void. Let's give method name as get student by ID test using assertEquals. Perfect. Next, let us make this method as a test method by annotating it with @test annotation. This annotation mark this method as a test method. Next, within this method, we are going to create object of student service as well as the object of student class. Let us copy this piece of code from the existing method and go back to the method again and paste it over here. Perfect. Next, let us use assertEquals method to verify the result of this get student by ID method. So assertEquals method we use to verify that the actual value is equal to expected value. And in this case, the actual object basically contains the actual value. Next, let us use assertEquals method over here. So notice here there are a lot of assertEquals method. So basically the assertEquals method takes different parameters with different types. That's why you can see a lot of overloaded methods. So first let us choose the assertEquals method. It takes two parameters of type int. Okay, let us call this assertEquals method and then pass the actual value as a 1. So we are going to check the student ID first and then actual object dot get ID. So here we are using assertEquals method to verify that the student object has a student ID 1, which is actual value is equal to expected value 1. So if you look at here, the student object has a student ID 1, which is actual value and is matches to the expected value. That's why these assertions will pass. Eventually the test case will also pass. So if I run the test case, you can see test passed because this assertEquals method verified that the actual object or actual value is equal to expected value. The actual object has a student ID 1 is equal to the expected value 1. Okay, perfect. Next, let us have assertEquals overloaded method over here and then pass a name Ramesh and then actual object dot get name. So here we are calling assertEquals method to verify that the student object contains the name Ramesh, which is actual value is equal to the expected value Ramesh. So in this case, the student has a name Ramesh, which is the actual value is equal to the expected value Ramesh. So both are equal. That's why this assertEquals method will pass. Eventually the test case will also pass. If I run the test case, you can see test passed. Okay, next let us explore few more assert equals overloaded methods. So here just type assert equals. Let us use this assert equals method. It takes two parameters of type object. So just call this method over here, and here just pass student object as the expected object and the actual object as a actual value. So notice here we are passing the expected value as a student object, and here we are passing actual value as a actual object. It contains the student object with ID 1. So this get student by ID method basically return the student with ID 1. So here basically we are using assert equals method to verify that the actual object is equal to the expected object. So let us go ahead and let us run the test case and let us see whether the test passes or not. Yes, the test passes because the actual object is equal to expected object. Next, let us see how we can display the custom failure message in the report. Let us say if test case fails, then we can also display the custom failure message, right? So for that, what we can do is we can call one more assert equals method. It takes 3 parameters. Post parameter as the expected, second parameter is the actual, and third parameter is the message. So in this case, let us use this assert equal methods. It takes 3 parameters. Okay, post parameter is the actual, post parameter is the expected. We are expecting student ID 1. Second parameter, the actual value, that is actual object dot get ID, and then custom failure message. Let us say student ID is not equal. Alright, next let us run the test case and let us see. From here let us run the test case, and you can see test passed because the actual object contains the student ID 1, which is equal to the expected value 1. Let us say if the expected value is 2 and the actual object contains student ID 1, so both are not equal, the test will fail and this message will be shown in the result. For example, let us run the test case, and you can see here test case failed, and here is the custom failure message, student ID is not null. So this is how we can use assert equals method to verify that the actual value is equal to expected value. If both the values are equal, then test case will pass. If both the values are not equal, then the test case will fail. Next, let us use one more overloaded assert equals method. It takes supplier functional interface. So here just type assert equals and then pass student name Ramesh and the actual object dot get name. Next, let us use lambda implementation of supplier functional interface as a third parameter. So here just have the lambda implementation and then pass message in the body, student name is not equal. So notice here, this is the supplier functional interface implementation using lambda expression, and this logic will be evaluated lazily. It means if the test case fails, then only this logic will be executed, and accordingly this message will be shown in the report. If the test case passes, then this logic won't be executed and this message won't be shown in the report. Okay, and here we are using assert equals method to verify that the actual student name, that is Ramesh, is equal to expected value Ramesh. So both the values are equal, so this assertions will pass. Eventually the test case will also pass. So here let me run the test case. So this test failed because due to this assertion. So here just pass the expected 1 because the student has ID 1 here. Let me run the test again and notice here test passed. Okay, so if I give a different name here, let us say Ram, and if I run the test case, this should fail because student name is not equal. So this message field is pretty useful because here we specify that why the test case failed. Okay, so what is the reason the test case got failed? So in this case, the student name is not equal, that's why the test got failed. Okay, great. So just remember, whenever you want to verify that the actual value is equal to expected value, then you can go ahead and use this assertEquals method. So this assertEquals method is one of the commonly used method to assert the actual values with the expected values. Alright, great. In next lecture, we'll take a look into assert not equals method, which is exactly opposite to this assertEquals method. Alright, great. I will see you in the next lecture.